Hi. I started this video after I've heard about all these school shootings. You can call me Mr. Common Sense, actually. I've just some questions to ask people. Um, I believe that, people don't believe in desensitization. Look at it, too many people play video games and watch violent movies. Now, I have no argument with that, but there's a certain point in age where they shouldn't be watching stuff. And a lot of people are in denial. They'll look at their parent. The parent will say, "Oh, it's my kid would never do that." They're too good. Though they're not really asking their kids how they're doing or realizing that they could be depressed or that they can be going through problems. A lot of parents they think, "Well, my kid could never do that." And then next thing you know, you see them on the news in a mall or a school or a movie theater. Because the one simple thing you could do, you could take a stand. When someone's making fun of a kid in school, say, you know what? You don't let them do that. You stop them. And I'm making this video because I'm not gonna lie. When I was in high school, I was picked on, and I became a bully for a little while. And then I realized that's not who I wanted to be. There was a kid in my school, that everyone thought was weird, and he was a good kid, and no one just understood him. So I became his friend. And finally we graduated. I never thought that kid would graduate. And he finally felt good about himself. He ended up drowning that summer. I felt so bad, and I decided, then all these shootings I really started seeing, and I was like, you know what? For him trying so hard and being made fun of in school, I'm gonna make a video about this. That parents and other kids out there, take a stand. If you see someone in school or just on the streets pushing someone around that's weaker, take a stand. Point that person out and say, you know what? You need to stop. You know what? And there's a difference from telling on somebody and helping somebody. Parents, ask your kids how they're doing. If you notice, take at least 10 minutes out of the day to be like, so how's school been? And if you think they're lying, because come on, parents, you know when your kids are lying. You go, come on, really tell me the truth now. And don't get all upset and screaming and yelling down at the school, because it ain't going to do no good. You need to let your kids know that they're better than this, and at high school, we've all had to go through it. There are mean people out there, but you just got to rise above them. I was pushed around way too much, but I embraced the things that happened. Well, I used to have a lot of nicknames. I was Harry, so they called me Beast. I wore glasses. They called me Harry Potter, Oompa Loompa because I'm short. But you know what I started to do instead of getting mad? I embraced it. Someone would say, "Hey, Oompa Loompa." I'd be like, "Oh, what's up?" And eventually, after all that, all these people would call me different nicknames, and I just answered to them. And then they realized they weren't getting at me, so they became somewhat of a, they realized it ain't getting at him, he's just going to embrace it, it's just going to be his nickname, so, why not, So I went by a lot of different things. And eventually I became a little bit popular, but the thing was, I didn't let it get to my head. I still hung out with my friends. Even though, they weren't popular, like super popular, I hung out with a lot of the nerds. I hung out with everybody when I was in school. Been to a lot of different high schools. I used to bounce from the gothic kids to, over here to the preppy kids. But the thing was, is I let them all know, you're friends with me. You're not friends with my friends. So if you can't be friends with me because I'm friends with someone else, then you're not a true friend. If you're a good friend with somebody and you notice they're going through something, you help them out. You don't stand by. You know. There's a lot of kids out there that are afraid if they take a stand that they'll get hurt by the bully or something. But you know what? You gotta realize a lot of those bullies have problems that were going on at home. You know. Sometimes you need to take a stand, and sometimes just ask that person, that bully, well, what's going on? What's wrong? I have a question for you. You know, why are you so angry all the time? And they might get infuriated when there's people around them because they gotta feel tough, but really they're insecure. Those are the kind of people you need to be there for. Even though they pick on people, you need to be there. You don't need to join in. You need to help the other person, stand up to that person and say, hey, You can stop doing this. You don't need to do this. You don't need to be popular. Bullies aren't cool. Parents, peers of other kids in school, you need to take a stand against other people that are hurting people. You know what? It's ridiculous how so many people don't believe in desensitization. Sorry about that. The thing is they think that if you see it so many times that your mind just gets used to it. When you're young and you're growing up in a household, let's say you're a broken home, other kids are, you know, let's say their mother was a crackhead, their father was, a gangbanger or something. They grow up around that situation thinking that's what's normal. And you see that when they grow up, they become, they get into drugs, either selling them or doing them. They become into a gang banging and shit. Excuse my language. But the thing is, that's desensitization right there. Okay? Look at everybody. Okay? All different kids in school. If you have a friend, go to their house and see the way their parents act, and you'll understand why the way they act. And if you see that they're having problems, invite them over for dinner around your parents if you have good parents. Invite them over, for dinner or something. Ask your parents. Let your parents know this kid, he has a little bit of a hard family. I'd like to help him out. And next thing you know, that one person realizes, not all families are like his, that that's somewhat not normal. I'm talking about all this violence and all that. I know you're going to laugh because I have arrows back here, but, there's different, I like to hunt. Okay, but I'm old. I'm 21 years old. I'm not old. I'm older. I'm out of high school. Okay? High school was the toughest time of my life up till now. But as soon as I got out of high school, a lot of the people I beefed with and that had problems with me, it was all out the window. This one kid, man, me and him started talking like we were friends after we were out of high school. The thing was, you didn't have to deal with that popularity that, because in real life, those popular people that get everything they want, they're going to wake up one day and find out that they wake up and look in the mirror and they're not hot. They're not handsome. They're not buff. And those people that worked hard, the little nerds and all that worked hard, are going to be ones in the businesses and corporations, making a lot of money because they worked hard, and people made fun of them for working hard. There's football players out there that get scholarships and all that to college and all that. I'm not saying, people always say, oh, cocky people are like football players. Not all football players are cocky. Not all cheerleaders are stuck up. You can't put them in categories just because they do something in high school. I knew kids in Indiana, man, when I lived there, there was a kid on the football team who was a complete nerd, but he played really good football. And people say, well, all football players are jocks. That stereotype. No, just because you see it in movies don't make it true. I started this movie up because when I was in high school and going through life hearing about all these shootings, the thing is once they heard about that Columbine, more shootings happened. I'm not saying it, I'm saying that was a big deal, that was bad. But then it started giving other kids ideas that, why people are, picking on me and all that. They give an example. Watch your surroundings when you're in high school. Watch your surroundings when you're outside, when you're in the theater, If you see someone acting weird, don't whisper to your friend, oh, that guy's acting weird, blah, blah, blah. Just nod at him, smile, be like, hey, how you doing? Because you see that smile on their face, they might realize, that might change their mind that there are good people out there. Just a smile could turn someone's day around. Just a smile or a nod, or how you doing? I was outside one time and I was like, man, it's cold. And I looked at this guy who looked a little sad. He was like, yeah, it is. So we started laughing about the cold and all that. And he even told me, he's like, you're a little bit funny about this, but, you just put me in a better mood today. And I was like, really? I just was laughing because it was cold. But the thing was, it made him feel better. Someone was joking around and laughing with him. I'm going to wrap this video up here in about another 2 minutes. But the thing is watch your surroundings. Make sure that, you watch out. There's a lot of bad people out here today, but you got to realize there's a lot of good people today, too. If you watch this video, comment. If you think I've missed something, comment on it. Let me know. Because I'm going to make a few more videos. let me know that, maybe I could put something else in the next video. Or, just watch your surroundings. Help people out in school. You gotta remember that just because someone's different doesn't make them weird or, awkward. Because you gotta realize some of those weird people are gonna be successful people. Just because they stay at home doing their homework, doing their schoolwork, they're gonna be successful. The kids that are, fooling around, failing just because they think it's cool, it's not cool, guys. It's time to grow up. You're in high school. Okay? The thing is you need to grow up if you want to be successful. You might have good looks, some of you guys, some of you girls. The thing is, you're going to wake up someday when you graduate. Those good looks aren't going to get you nothing. And some of you people are like, well, I want to be a model or something. You can only be a model for so long. Because guess what? Eventually, everybody, things start to sag. And the only thing you're going to got left if you got a partner is love. Or, care. Because guess what? You're going to wake up one day when you're next to them and they're going to look old. Just like you. Okay? Love and caring and friendship is all about in the mind, not the appearance. So I'm going to wrap this up. You can comment on this. And you can, if you want to, email me at Bongquafe, BONGQWAFE @gmail.com. Alright, please don't be like, if you do, don't be like, I don't want people there to be like, well, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because you know what? I'm just going to block you. There's too much negativity and drama in the world already. Please don't cause any more. If there's something I've missed, email me about it. Or comment on it. That's all I gotta say. Mr. Common Sense out.